Good afternoon, Profit Pros community. It's me, Blank, here with the first ever weekly outlook for my channel where I'm going to talk about economic events and earnings if we have any relevant earnings within that time period, because we only go through big earnings periods every quarter for a few weeks, and then we go back to not hearing anything about these companies outside of surprise headlines. So let's go ahead and kick it off here. This is going to be for the week of October 20th, 2025 to 10/24 of 2025. The people didn't know what date it was. And we're going to start off with a quote that I found from a popular trader from whenever I was a child, Ed Sakota. And he says, if you can't take a small loss, sooner or later you will take the mother of all losses. And how this resonates with me is having, you need to have the ability to accept your losses in the market at your set risk that you've had in place. Okay, don't hold on to a position past your stop in hopes that something will come back. Accept loss and move on. Because the moment that you hold on to these losses in hopes that, hey, it may come back, maybe Trump will tweet something and it'll pop the market back in my favor, it's going to flip you over on your stomach and it's going to absolutely wear you out. So please manage your risk. Economic events this week. We don't have a whole lot because the government is still shut down. So all I've put here for this week is all the Fed talking heads. Fed Waller tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thursday, Fed Bowman at 10 a.m. as well as Vice Chair Barr at 10:25. And the only real data we're getting that isn't government backed, because during a government shutdown, the Department of Bureau of Labor Statistics does not collect or report economic data for things like CPI, PPI, jobless, non-farm payroll, things like that. However, Michigan is not the federal government. So Friday at 10 a.m. we're getting Michigan inflation expectations and consumer expectations. Earnings. Tomorrow after close we have Netflix. I believe that Coca-Cola is in the morning, but that's not really relevant to us Nasdaq traders. But if you are a Dow Jones trader like I am, I trade Dow Jones sometimes, YM, this will maybe impact me. Probably not, because I don't really trade it in London, but whatever. Just, it's worth mentioning. Wednesday, you have Tesla. Elon and the boys are coming to town to probably generate a lot of confusion and volatility. Thursday, Intel. The only reason I'm mentioning Intel, because nobody cared about Intel up until recently, where Donald Trump mentioned that the American government is taking a stake into Intel. Blah, 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 blah. Big, long story. It's happening. Something to keep an eye on for Thursday afternoon. And then we have Procter & Gamble Friday morning, which is a pretty large cap. I don't know if how much any of these are expected to move. All I'm letting you know is that it's happening. They're here. So that's all we've got with that. So we're going to talk a little bit about some charts here. So last week, if anybody had followed what I had been saying with the market, I said that ultimately I believe that we were heading back to all-time highs. And surprise, surprise, here we are. We are right at the cusp of breaking through. All-time high is going to be on this candle here, which the high of it is 25,393 for MNQ. So we're sitting right in this area. For whatever reason or another, I believe that if we reject this area pretty hard, which it looks like we're probably just going to go up and shoot through, if we do for some reason don't break all-time highs again, I wholeheartedly believe that we're going to go back down and visit 25,093 and 25,044. However, I'm still very confident that we're going to break all-time highs again, and we're probably going to see a very large impulsive move through. I don't know about this high. That's just kind of, my arm moved really fast, but I'm expecting a big impulsive move through, and what I'm going to be looking for is some sort of retest of this area, because even though I have this area marked as just all-time highs, it's still a supply and or demand zone, depending on when you catch it. So I'm expecting a retest down in this area, and what I want to see is a strong move out of it or a sweeping candle into it with a close outside of it to confirm entry of longs to watch the Nasdaq move higher. So you would see something along the lines of boop into here, boop, and then we hold right here, and then we make another move out, just like so. Is what I'm looking for. Okay, and it may not do that. It may just go straight up. It does that too. So on the downside, say if for whatever reason or another we don't, I believe that we will come down and retest this area. Same scenario. I'm going to be waiting for a retest of this area. If for a reversal back to the upside, I'm looking for kind of a, well, let's draw a really long one, move into it, a move out, a nice move out. I want to see a good move out. I want to see it hold with another move out like so. Okay. For about said puts, we're not playing options. So for a short position, I'm going to be looking more towards us moving just down through it, and then I want to see a touch into it. And at this point, if we've moved down past it, I would probably go ahead and put a limit order. Whoops. I'd go ahead and put a limit order in this area, probably at the 50% mark of it, and get my fib tool, mark it, whatever, and put a limit sell order there and try to see if I can get snagged for a continuation downward. I'm going to see if I can redraw this just for shits and giggles. I would want to put a limit order in this area for it to get tagged in. Stop can be wherever. I usually put my stop on the outside of that area, or depending on how price moves down through here. If we get another area of like leg of an area of consolidation on the way down too, I'm going to be marking that area as a potential area of resistance. But ultimately to move back down even further to check out 24,929. But I don't see that as a possibility unless this is news driven, because we're already expecting more rate cuts this year. That has already been confirmed by multiple Fed members, where they have talked about, hey, we're going to have 2 more rate cuts. Market loves rate cuts. That's super bullish. So what's not bullish is tariffs. So we still have that. Looming Twitter boogeyman roundabouts that could come out and, get upset about, China not buying soybeans, or getting mad because they're not buying Carhartt beanies from us, or whatever, or whatever the sort, and there's more tariffs, and it'll cause the market to snap back again. It's always that possibility. But anyways, guys, that is my outlook for the week and what I'm looking for currently short term. I'm planning on making one video of these a week. Generally, I'm going to be trying to release them over the weekends. That way we can kind of have something to look at, and there's going to be more to talk about too whenever it comes back to the government opening back up. We'll be able to talk more about CPI, PPI, what's the relevance, what does it mean, what is the market likely looking for, jobless, unemployment, you name it, non-farm payroll, all that good stuff. Hopefully talk more about data like that, but in the meantime, this is all we can do because we don't have any of that information given to us or the data to be collected. If you are finding this video through YouTube, through one of the tags, and are curious to know what Profit Pros is, check out the link below, wherever I'm going to put it. I don't know yet. I haven't uploaded the video. Check out our Discord. It's completely free Discord. There is a premium section. Come in, check us out. My channel is completely free. It will always be free. Any of my content that I'm going to create is always going to be free to look at. So there's that. So anywho, everybody have a great week. Trade safe and have a good one.